All right. It won't share on Twitter. Okay. All right. We're back. Welcome back, you guys. I see you guys. I see you coming back in. Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully this is a better signal. Yes, I see the hearts. I don't know why thank you. I don't know why we have to start and stop. Yes. Every time. It is irritating. I'm like, I need to send a long letter. I'm answering marriage questions, single questions, women questions, men questions. What question do you have? Hey, Miss Cut and Design. This is a Q&A with Toy. I am one part of, thank you for inviting followers. I am one part of Marriage for Real. Welcome back. Oh, we're back. Yes, we are. Hello, hello. Hi, is it Nakihara? Welcome, welcome on tonight. It's a Q&A with Toy. Dwayne is actually down here, but he's working, so great. Ranoy, I don't know why we have to start all over again. No, I'm not a therapist. We do a marriage periscope. My husband and I have been married for 20 years. Yes, check your email, Miss Ashley. My husband and I have been married for 20 years. We have 4 children. We have been through quite a number of things. And so at this point, there's nothing that you could bring to us that we have not been through. And so we just share our situations, what we've been through from a biblical perspective, and give you our thoughts and opinions. So if you're here for that, please stay tuned and send your questions on tonight. And I do want to again welcome you all to Marriage for Real. I am Toy. As you all know, if you like what you hear, yes, marriageforeal at gmail.com. Thank you, Miss Lolita. Thank you. So for you all real quick who sent the request for the template, check your emails. I did send an email out. We are adding a piece to it that we thought afterwards was a very major component. And so you guys will have that in your email boxes on tomorrow. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Kind of want to start out with, if you have some questions, just start shooting them over. But, also, you didn't get yours. When the last time did you check? Just please check it one more time. If not, just resend it and I'll send that over to you. Just send it over to you. Got some questions and some of the emails, and okay, then check again. Then resend it for me, please, Miss Ashley. Just resend it. Got some emails, some inboxes, some questions. Oh, I don't know. Okay, so could you guys just real quick, could you block him? Because I can't do that real quick. Thank you. About your marriage. And as we always said, that we've been through quite a number of things in our marriage and some very hard seasons. Hello, how are you? And sometimes when you're like in the midst of the fight in that season, okay, so just send your question. Sometimes when you're in the middle of the fight, it seems kind of like hopeless, or you feel like you're fighting by yourself. And you know what, you guys? Honestly, sometimes you are fighting by yourself. Question: if your spouse leaves the house at 11:30 or 12, would you feel some type of way? Are they going to work? Is my question. Thank you so much. If they're going to work, then no, I wouldn't feel some type of way. If they had an emergency that came on the phone, no, I wouldn't feel some type of way. However, if they were telling me that they was going to hang out, then yes, I would feel some type of way. And I think sometimes some questions are just evident that you really don't need answers for. And sometimes we want what's the word? Validation. We want validation on how we feel.
Hey y'all.
Dwayne is in the background. They're going to a friend's house to talk about business. Not so much. Can you go? Would they mind if you went with your friend and talked about business? Sometimes, you know what, guys, we don't need validation on some of the things that we already know. Thank you. Is already going on. There needs to be a greater level of transparency between you two. And until that happens, until you get to that place, what I'm going to encourage you to do is to pray about it, but you need to have a real open and honest conversation with your spouse. Because there's no reason, if he ain't going to work and if he ain't going out for emergency, that he should be going to have a business conversation with somebody at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night. That could probably wait till tomorrow. Wouldn't you say so? But I wanted to talk real quick about trust your intuition. Yeah, Romans 8:28. That's sometimes as women, or not even just as women, that's sometimes we know things is going on, but because we are allowing some things to go on, they're going to keep doing what they want to do. Did that turn out into an argument? That turned out to, well, you know what? Then it needed to be a discussion for sure. Sometimes the other spouse who is kind of doing something that they don't want to do, they'll make it an argument just to give an excuse to leave, or give an excuse to shut you down so you guys can quit talking. And so I'm getting some feedback right here. I'm trying to read you guys' comments. So guys, if you see someone that's having some conversations that's not pertaining to this stuff, would you please block them real quick? Thank you. Well, I don't think she should be staring at others at all. Men, how long have you been married? I have been married for 20 years. Yeah, my husband and I have been married for 20 years. I know, right? My daughter calls, so she's probably going to call my husband. So I've been married for 20 years. But when we see situations that are happening in our marriage, then we need to definitely address them. He's not ready to be honest. He'll get upset. Then you know what? Right, absolutely. You're going to have to set some boundaries. You're going to have to set some boundaries for yourself. You're going to have to set some boundaries for your own sanity. You can't continue to go through these things and make excuses for these things when you know there's more going on. You have to. Wait one quick minute, you guys. Okay, thank you. So I had the opportunity to block him. When people do that, it kind of throws me off. Y'all know my ADD starts kicking in. So if you all had another question, I think I did see, what do you do when your wife looks at other men all the time? Yeah, now see, I have an issue with that too. Me and my husband kind of discussed that on here. What do we do when he's looking at other women? I think that's just disrespectful. I do. I think that your spouse really should only have eyes for you. Now, naturally, we're human. We see things, and it's going to catch our attention. But you know what it is? It's that long, and when they notice she continues, oh no, that's a problem. Thank you all for blocking him. Thank you so much. No, that's definitely an issue. And what did she say when you said something? Did you mention that to her? Like, you know, I feel right. Not too long. Right. Take the glance. I mean, I understand that if you see somebody pretty or if you see somebody handsome, it's natural to say, oh, I hear you in the background saying, ooh. Yeah, that's not cool. You should definitely bring that to the carpet and just let them know how that makes you feel. She denies it even though I catch her. What she can say, yeah, I was looking at him. So you know what you say? What you can say, you know what? I noticed that when you see maybe somebody you think is attractive, you kind of take a longer look than maybe you should. And that makes me feel, that can make me feel insecure sometimes. That can make me feel like I'm not enough for you. And see what that conversation brings about. Of course, naturally, if you bring somebody on the carpet, they're going to feel a little, you know, like they don't want, like, oh, you caught me. Yeah, it's very disrespectful. Like, you feel disrespected when that happens. And so you need to kind of take a deeper look at what's happening there. Thank you guys for the hearts. We appreciate them. NJAX, it makes me feel like I'm nothing. Right. Don't compliment no other woman or any man that's cheating in God's eyes. We're not perfect. Right. I'm not a fan of that. It's so funny, you guys, that I have very handsome brothers, and it's so funny. Women stare at them and talk to them while I'm with them. I'm thinking, that's so disrespectful. They don't know if I'm their woman or not. Young Bala, welcome. What did you miss? We're just doing a Q&A on tonight. Thank you guys for the flow of hearts. Just seeing what's on everybody's mind and heart on a Monday. Dwayne and I, as you already know, that we're very concerned about the state of marriages. And we know there's a lot going on. Hey, Lady T. And we're trying to do all that we can just to be a mouthpiece, to be a voice of reason, in the midst of everything that's going on. Ladies, keeping it real. We see the person before our husband and we look. And you know what? It's funny that you say that, Miss Black Family, because I made that comment the other night to my husband. Like, if I see a pretty woman walking by, I've already spotted her out blocks away. And we're already waiting to see if they gonna look. Yeah, we do have to stray from temptation, and it's natural. It's natural for a man. Men are very visual creatures, so they're gonna look. But sometimes what I'm looking is how long you gonna look. Is she gonna turn your head? Yeah, yeah. It's very natural to happen. Just 1 second, babe. Could you call Kennedy back? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's very natural, but you know what? To me, it's disrespectful when it goes beyond just a glance. Women, think about us. We can look real quick, size them up in a minute, and keep it moving. They're not even looking at them. That's the argument. They're not even looking at them, and there's the argument. Yeah, that's the comeback. That's the comeback. I wasn't even looking. You always thinking somebody looking at somebody. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, but we know we are very aware of what's going on. Yeah, you guys see them. But you guys, what do you think about the situation where the husband is leaving out late at night or the wife leaving out late at night? What do you guys think about that? There's a scripture that says that wisdom is found in a multitude of counsel. And sometimes we don't have courage enough to realize things or just really take things in on our own. And sometimes we do need our community or a community of people to say, hey, come on now. You know what's going on. And we can't continue to beat around the bush. Nothing can heal unless we address it. Awesome. Not happening in here. Do your business during business hours. That's true. Not happening. I don't agree with that. No one should be leaving out their home in those hours. It's bad we stare too, because women, we do. Yeah, we do stare, but it's like those quick glances that we stare. We don't stare. I look. I will take a glance and then go on about my business. Because I know nothing's happening. Ain't nothing going on. I got my boo. And we just been through enough stuff to keep Toys Eyes doing this. It's leaving out late is disrespecting the house and leaving it unprotected. Big Mama said nothing open late at night but legs. And what else? Is legs and what, Miss Lolita, that's open late at night? Legs and hotels or something like that, I think Big Mama said. Exactly. Liquor stores and legs. And yes, and now currency exchanges and jails, right? So yeah, so we're not a proponent of leaving out at night. What I really want to say again to you, in Jax, and you're not the only one. That's the thing that kind of keeps us bound, is that we think that we're the only ones going through the situations in our marriage. And you know what? Y'all done got Brother D started, because he ain't even in on this scope, and he doesn't want to hop in. So hold on.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. That leaving out at night thing, I'm over here drawing and working, and that bugs me. Okay, that bugs me. My wife gave you some good advice, and let's just keep it really simple. Anything that you cannot participate in is dirt. Period. Okay, period. Now, I'm not talking about a boys' night out when you're going out, because we do that. Mm-hmm. Like when we went to go see Marvel Universe live. It was just the men. Yeah, we allowed that every once in a while. Okay.
It really bugs her.
Yeah, but that whole leaving out on business should be conducted during business hours. Period. Okay. Period. Point blank. Okay. Now, boom. Yeah. I may stay up late because I'm a professional artist, and there's a select few artists that I may contact because I know they're late at night too. We might get on Skype or whatever. You follow me? But brother ain't leave. When I left out after 10, brother was going to work like I have to do tonight. Period. Which means she can call me, she can text me, whatever the case may be. But all that leaving out, I'm on business. You know, you have a right to speak up. I heard my wife respond to, it'll lead to an argument.
Because she said it led to an argument.
So what? Okay? That's an argument that should be had. Do you understand? Argument does not mean the end of the world. Mm-hmm. Sister Toy and I, we can argue like nobody's business. You follow me? All right? Exactly. Business enough. We can argue like nobody's business. Okay? Mm-hmm. But ain't no deal breakers. Yeah. Sometimes an argument is needed, okay, to get the air clear. Mm-hmm. You follow me? Sometimes you can't have an amicable discussion. You understand? But we're gonna hash this out and we're gonna get some understanding.
He's gonna tell him leave out the house late. Yeah. I said, are you working?
Yeah, if you're working, exactly. But just this ambiguous business, you know what I mean? Ambiguous business. Come on, man. Well, then what's proof of the business? Because one thing about business, it brings proof. So what proof are you bringing of your business? If you're not seeing proof of this business, okay, some flow charts, some sheets, some diagrams, some cheddar, you follow me, some appointments, you follow me? The only business going on is monkey business. So I'm sorry, I'm gone.
Wait, she said, would you say that, could you repeat that, Romans 8:28? He said, some of these guys be wide open and tweaking.
Yeah. Said the argument never wasted. Very true. Tears are golden.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely. Could you repeat what you said about
Romans 8:28?
So if it's a question, is it really what you think it is?
You won't know unless you ask. Sometimes you just got to ask the question. Seriously.
Would you agree? If you think he's doing wrong, then is he doing wrong?
One thing I do know that our imaginations can play tricks on us. Okay. My thing is, if you have a gut, listen to it. Now, I'm not saying the gut is always right. I'm saying you do best listening to it. That's a lack of peace. Mm-hmm. You understand? That's a disturbance in the force for all you Trekkies. You understand what I'm saying? And if you feel a certain way, you have every right in your relationship to express it. Okay? Yes. And if it's off, it's off. And guess what? If it's off, he has no problem proving that it's off.
Yes.
You understand? He has no problem proving that it's off. See, but you know, I believe in that old saying, "Thou protestest too much." You follow me? When you come with a simple question and it just goes from 0 to 100, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
You follow me? So I do believe that if you feel a certain way, whether it's accurate or not, you have a right to peace. Yeah. You have a right to peace of mind in your relationship. Do you understand?
I love my husband, y'all. Okay. Sometimes he just say some stuff that is just so, I don't know.
Okay. I'm gone. I'll see y'all later.
Yes. So yes. Plus, if it bothers the other person, things should change some type of way. Absolutely. Your peace, as Dwayne said, should absolutely be first and foremost in your spouse's mind. It's not like you have nothing, that you just nagging about nothing. You leaving my house at 12 o'clock at night. That's a problem. If my kids do it, I need to know where you going, who you going with, and my husband. If I ain't going, if it ain't business, ain't nobody going. So that should answer your question. You just need to have a real conversation, and sometimes it seems like he has a liberty. Yeah, you said my husband don't try me. I listen, investigate, then react. It seems like he has a liberty to be able to do things like that. Like, okay, so he gonna do it. Y'all gonna fuss. He can go do what he want to do. He comes back, and then it goes back to normal. We learn early on, even with kids, there has to be a consequence to action. And like Dwayne said, if it's not a problem, then he ain't gonna have no problem proving to you that he ain't on dirt. Now, we know at Marriage for Real, we preach team. And we can definitely say that is a flag on the field. That is a problem. And it just speaks to there's some other things that's going on. So we're going to leave that alone. Anybody else want to chime in on that? I know that you all said that it's a problem. So anybody else got any other thing that you want to talk about tonight? Oh, I did get an email about this. Someone said, I'm recently married and my husband will not acknowledge me in front of other people. Like, he won't say, hey, y'all, this is my wife. He's kind of like, he kind of skirts around the situation because he has a lot of female friends. And she doesn't really know how she should respond to that. She's wondering if that's a problem. That's a problem. That is another flag on the field. Yes, what the what? Hey, I don't like that at all. At all. She said because she thinks he's fearful of losing his female friends. Again, that's not a rocket science type of answer. That's a problem. She asked, did I think or did we think that she was being petty? Nope. Not at all. Friends of the opposite sex, is that okay? Right, somebody said, no, bye. Friends of the opposite sex, my husband and I discussed that, tackled that topic before. We don't believe that friends of the opposite sex is 9 times out of 10 a good thing. Now, I know it's possible to have relationships with the opposite sex, but it could lead to trouble. We have friendships of the opposite sex that are mutual, but they ain't hanging around. We're not going out to hang out with them by ourselves. Both of us have business acquaintances that are of the opposite sex. Go ahead and say, Toy, help someone. Yeah, but yeah, that's a problem. I'm not down with that. Ain't no chick finna go hang out with my husband unless it's his sister or his mother. Other than that, not happening. I can't see how that's an issue. Tika knows every female I come in contact with, including artists that I play for. My best friends are male from high school for 20 years, like a brother and a sister. So, Miss Black Family, how does your spouse feel about that? That's the question. And you know what? As Dwayne said, the piece of your spouse, we go out with him and his. See, Miss Black Family, that's different. That's different than having a single male or a single female friend. There are some relationships that we came into our marriage with. But my husband, like for me, I'm a makeup artist. And so I may work on some photo shoots. I may work on some sets and things like that. But the one thing that I'm always preaching is Team Toy and Dwayne. You ain't gonna never catch me not preaching that message. And my husband, like if I'm working on a photo shoot or something like that, my husband has met that person or has some interaction with that person. I have a friend who is married and he's a gospel singer, and I actually went to not visit him, but he had a concert, and so I flew down to Texas to go and support him in his ministry. And I went by myself. Church mutual friends, that's it. Not even church mutual friends. There's some church relationships that can, y'all, how many pastors and things like that are sleeping with the women in the church? Not even church. Ain't nobody gets a pass. But he allowed me to go, and he knows Myron. Didn't mean to say his name. He knows him, and talk to him, and is very comfortable, and I'm comfortable with his wife. Gosh, you guys, sorry, I didn't mean to say his name. Yeah, so yeah, we keep it so that the enemy has no way in. You gotta shut every door, every opportunity that can open, because I never want this man to think that I'm tipping out. Counseling someone with church hurt now. Counseling someone with church hurt now. Yeah, there's a lot of church hurt that goes on. And so, yeah, we love each other. Love you, sister and brother in the Lord. But you ain't spending no time with my husband. So, yes, my husband agrees with you. Yeah, you ain't spending no time with my husband. And ain't no man spending no time with me. Even when we do in church, even when we do like new discipleship, it's not good for women to be discipling a man. It's just not. And men, you don't need to be discipling women. Yes, and I'm a true believer that no room for the devil. Absolutely. So no, We do have some relationships of the opposite sex, but they not finna come sit in my house and conversate with me, or we ain't finna go out to dinner and hang out. Just not happening. Just not happening. Nope. Not no new people. I know that's right. That's right. You see those side eyes, laying on hands ministry. Absolutely. Yeah, none of that stuff is happening. Not happening. So the point was, she was saying that her husband won't acknowledge her too much in front of other people. That's a problem. You guys need to sit down and have a conversation, and you need to let him know how you feel about that. Yeah, absolutely. No, that's not happening. Another thing, flag on the field, foul. We calling a foul on that one. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. Any other questions that you might have, or what's on your heart on tonight? We don't mean to. If you sent us a question, I don't want you to think that we are putting you on display at all. We're not going to say any names of who you are. But the second part of that is, you all don't know how many people are going through the same things that you're going through. And so one thing that Dwayne and I believe in is being transparent, period. And we believe that sometimes saying what you're going through, saying what you've been through will absolutely help someone else. That's why Marriage for Real is here. We've been through so much in our marriage that we're not keeping it to ourselves, because it can help somebody else. What about men and women thinking it's okay to have those wedding bachelor parties? I don't agree. Well, I'm okay with the bachelor parties. That's just my personal opinion. At the point of when you're about to get married, you should have a level of confidence in your spouse to allow them to go out and hang out with their friends. You should trust him enough. If you're going to marry him, you should trust him or her enough let them go ahead and have their last night of freedom. Trust that they're not going to go do anything foul, because if that's an opportune time for them, if they're going to do something that night, then that's probably somebody you don't want to marry anyway, because opportunity is going to always prevent themselves. Always. They can be at work. You can't prevent somebody from talking to them there. You can't prevent those things. So let them go out, have their fun. That's my thing. All in fun. No sex, of course. Absolutely. It's all in fun. Is it possible to be jealous of your child? Husband shows more love to a child instead of me. Is it wrong? Whew. You know what? The funny thing about that is that question, does he know that he's doing it? Is it wrong to feel this way? I've never had that issue. That's one issue that I've never had of being... my husband and I are very hands-on parents. And my husband is definitely a hands-on parent. You know what? Dwayne, could you come back over here real quick? Just real quick. I want to bring him in on this. Because everybody thinks that I favor my son. And me and my son have a very, very close relationship. Have you ever felt some type of way about that? Or have you ever felt jealousy in our marriage when it comes to our kids?
Never.
Never, okay.
Never. I think if a man feels that way, then there's something...
Well, it's a female.
A female feels that way.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a glitch in the matrix. Because that's typically a male trait, quite honestly. I've heard of brothers feeling that way. That's actually very common, where the affection, the affection that was doted on them gets shifted to the child once the woman has a child, and then he feels left out. But that's a maternal glitch to me. And I think that's some counseling that needs to be done. Okay? Because for me personally... Wait
a minute. So is it not your child? So is it your child?
Is it your child?
Or is it... I might have missed that. Is it your child, or is it... from another relationship? Yeah,
I mean, we need a little bit more.
It's your child. It's their child.
It's your child together. Okay, that's. There may be some counseling. There's something a little askew, especially if that's coming from the maternal side. Okay, from the maternal side, because I'm definitely a doting father. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
And have you ever felt any kind of way about the attention I show our daughters?
No.
Okay. We've always encouraged, I've encouraged my son and his mom's relationship, because I'm a mama's boy. And I firmly believe that mama's boys grow up to be husband worthy. I believe that. You understand? And my daughters are daddy's girls. And I firmly believe that when daddy dotes on his daughter, he's teaching her how the man that she's going to be with is supposed to treat her. You follow me? So we encourage those relationships. You should never get in the way of that, especially if you have a husband that is very active in the child's life. That is a find. That is a catch. Okay, that's not something to be threatened by. You understand? Because there are a lot of good husbands but crappy fathers. And there are a lot of good fathers but really crappy husbands. You understand? So if you have a man who's, those you're absolutely that's the enemy trying to creep in and bring dissension and division where there should be none. Okay? There should be none. You're winning if you have a husband that dotes on their children. Seriously, you are winning. That means that child is going to have an advantage that very few of their peers are going to have.
Yes, absolutely.
You feel me? So hopefully let's see the heart's light if y'all feel what I just said, because that's all I got.
Yeah, and you know what too? In a relationship, I don't know how old your child is, but the relationship sometimes can bounce back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes your child could be closer to one parent at one age and closer to a different parent at another age. Like for me and my girl, it's 3 years old. Yeah, 3 years old. Oh, is it a girl?
Is it a girl?
Is she a girl, or is the child a girl?
Is it a girl? Is he doting on his baby girl?
So you know what, Miss Jocelyn? You said you've been there. It's a boy.
Okay.
So Daddy got his boy.
He got his boy. He got his boy.
Daddy got his boy.
Now, granted, if we're not barring neglect, okay?
Yes.
If there's neglect from him towards you, then that's a you all issue. That's a you all issue. That's not a child issue. You understand? Believe it or not, I firmly believe that, and this is just me, once again, we're not licensed clinical therapists. This is just me. I firmly believe that it is in our nature, we must emote on something or someone. You understand? I think the Lord gives us something inside that we must pour out into something that we feel worthwhile. Oftentimes that's misdirected. Okay, it can be cars, it can be friends. You understand? But sometimes it can be children. It can be your spouse. I want to pour everything I got into my family. Okay? There's a saying that goes, the thing that's most important to you yields the most results. And we have seen our finances have taken a hit. Okay? We're just now getting the whole business thing together. Okay? Thanks to you guys. But as far as our family goes, we have poured into our family. Yes. And the results are abundant and apparent in our children.
My husband has a very different relationship with my son. They are literally best friends and have been so since he was a little guy. Like since he was a little kid, like he was always with Daddy all the time.
Our pleasure, JSW. Our pleasure.
And even now at 21 and his age, 43, they have an incredible relationship. So if there is nothing askew going on, if there's nothing that you think, something ain't right about that, then I would definitely say,
yes, encourage
that relationship.
Yes. And JSW, if you need more, email us. Email us. If you have more information that you don't want to share here, email us. Okay, and we'll see if we can help you any further. But if we blessed you, praise God.
And yeah, Miss Jocelyn, and you too. You said you had dealt with that, so I accepted it when you're waiting a little at a time and pray on it. Yeah, absolutely. As long as it's a healthy relationship and you're not being neglected, sometimes it could just be, insecurity on your part, and that's not anything to be shameful about. Women, we like to be noticed. We like to be, doted on, and so it could be a little bit of neglect to make you feel, am I even here anymore? Like I just had this child and he vanished. So bring that to his attention, but don't bring it to him in a nagging way. Just say, babe, this is how I feel. I feel like, I'm neglected, and, our baby came along, and I feel like I'm not even here anymore. What can we do to work on that? And that needs to be your discussion.
Yeah. All right. I'm out.
So thank you. My husband is my balance, you all. Some things that I have dealt with. I'm a big proponent of fathering children. What do you think when healthy husbands don't care about sex with the wife? Ooh, that's another problem. When the husband is healthy and he's not, if you're saying a healthy man whom the Lord put all these hormones in, no, tell him to come back for this. No, babe, Romans 8:28 said, come back for this question. She wants your opinion on it.
All right. A healthy, virile husband that has no interest in sex.
So he needs to come back. Okay.
Okay. All right. A healthy, virile husband that has little interest in being intimate with his wife. Something's broken. Definitely. Like I said, key word is healthy. All right. Healthy. We are a fan of the conversation. Okay. And not in a nagging way. We had the scope before about timing. Timing and approach is key with men. Okay. Now, granted, there have been times when we've had.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. There have been times when we've had month gaps of not touching and agreeing, but it wasn't for lack of interest. It was work. You know what I mean? We'd miss each other in passing. I was working 6 nights a week on Chicago Police Department sometimes, and then working a part-time job, and she would be working. We'd be passing each other, and before we look up, a month or so had passed. But if it's not fatigue, if it's not sickness, phone's about that. If it's not fatigue, it's not sickness. There's a very real conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah.
There's something going on. Okay, something's not right. Because one thing I believe the Lord instilled in us men, okay, we're hardwired to reproduce. We are hardwired for sex. I believe that's how God made us. Seriously. I believe that had giving the opportunity, and giving and given the circumstance, we do it as often as we could, whenever we could. That's just me. Now, I'm not in your house. I don't know, if something has changed, if there's been some kind of emotional trauma.
Like a depression.
Okay, like a depression, job loss. All things can affect a man's physical virility. Okay, it is a sensitive thing. Believe it or not, as much as we like it, it's a very sensitive thing. And our emotions can shift where we have little interest. I went through the depression thing. You know what I mean? And my wife is fine. Okay, my wife was fine. And there was just something where I just didn't see her. I was so trapped in my head. I was so trapped in my...
Oh, not my husband's 30 years going strong. She's asking for somebody.
Oh, no.
She's like, don't get it twisted. We good over here.
Praise God. Then for whoever this is for, thank you for clarifying. Whoever this is for, there's something going on. Something's broken. Okay, either in him or in that marriage.
Thank you.
Okay? Something is absolutely going on. And your acquaintances, your friends, your family, whoever this may be, they need some intervention.
Yeah.
Because it's something when the man ain't doing it. That's something. And there's nothing wrong. You follow me? That's a different type of weird.
But she said, but sometimes men don't share their feelings.
We're talking about that tomorrow on communication, because my guy Run Nuri wanted to talk about communication. See, I don't forget, bruh. Just because I didn't address it the other day, I ain't forgetting you. I ain't leaving nobody. No man left behind. That's what we used to say in the military. No man left behind. Okay. So tomorrow we're going to talk about the men's communication and what blocks us. Okay. Yeah. And so that's what I got on that.
On my point, on that like Dwayne said, I totally agree with him. It is that there is something broken, something going on, and there is that old adage that if he ain't getting it from here, he getting it from somewhere. So that conversation definitely needs to be had.
Is Miss Tika on here?
Miss Tika, are you on here still? I don't know.
Okay, if Miss Tika's not on here, that's our Ace Boon Coon. Okay, that's an old term. marriageforeal@gmail.com. I see questions popping up, and I know Toy's going to have to get off here in a minute because she's cooking